Music Production.
Yo, what's good? So in this video, I'm just going to go over, someone asked me recently, what am I holding in my TFSA, right? So I'd love to share a lot of this stuff with you guys, but like I'm not going to get into specific details and like show you guys my account. Like that's wild. But basically over the past 2 years, I created a PDF. It was like train your brain to be a money printer. That's what I was following for a long time. If you wanted to get a copy of the PDF, just like comment down below and like leave your email or something, message me on IG or Twitter, and like I'll shoot you the PDF. That is what I was following for a while. And it basically had strategies that I was using for long-term like RSP investing, and then I was using to like swing trade slash positional trade in my TFSA. And I also had like a margin account, but to be honest, like there's no reason for people my age to use a margin account unless they're completely max out of their TFSA and RSP. You know, it just doesn't really make too much sense. But I learned that the hard way, which was a good learning lesson. But anyways, in this video, I'm going to go over what I'm doing now with my TFSA. So keep in mind, the reason why I changed what I'm doing from the PDF is because I just bought a condo. Like I had to like refinance all my shit and get everything in order so that I could get the down payment in, right? So now it's a lot smaller size, and especially with what's going on in the market, I'm only focused on like one name, and that's Galaxy, straight up. Like I'm really not too focused on other names. Like at work, I have an RSP. They can, and luckily they let me choose like how I want to manage it. So I could literally manage my own RSP at work, which was honestly like the dopest thing ever, because I get to choose exactly the weighting of where I want my money to go to, right? So it's kind of cool. So that is what I'm using for my long-term investing. In the meanwhile, I could be a lot more risky and have majority of my money in my TFSA in like individual high growth names, Galaxy being one. So the reason why I'm holding Galaxy, of course, is because of the tether to Bitcoin and its significance in the crypto space. There's too much upside in this name to be sleeping on it. It's just simple as that. Like, sure, Bitcoin goes to zero, then the investment breaks, right? But what if, right? I'm an optimist. Like, what if Bitcoin becomes way bigger than what we think it's going to be? It already is bigger than what most people think it is. And like, I know this because I'll have random conversations with like friends, family, coworkers, randoms, like on like their thoughts on Bitcoin. And it's interesting as hell because I still think we're so early. There's people who are like straight up have no idea, and they think it's like a scam or they think it's like a phony investment. So if anything, that just makes me more bullish on Galaxy and Bitcoin. So that's what I'm doing. I'm using Galaxy to hold Bitcoin in my TFSA, which is essentially a life hack, low key, because you get to have tax-free gains on holding Bitcoin. Now, again, I'm also holding some TBIX. So this is a random stock. This is probably the most risky investment I've ever done. I have like $400 in this name. It's like a couple thousand shares or something like that. But the way I see it is that it's a penny stock. They're trying to combine blockchain with like meat and following the meat process or something like that. You got to do more research if you wanted to get interested in TBIX. But Fit Traders on YouTube has an interview with the CEO of the company. I watched it and I thought, that's pretty interesting. So it's a pretty risky investment. Like I'm not sure if they have any positive revenue or profit or whatever, but the idea is pretty good long term. So that's how I'm kind of looking at it. I have like a couple thousand shares. Let it ride until if the number goes to fucking $5, then hey, you turned $400 into like fucking 10 G's. That's how I look into it. So it's super risk because technically there's no evidence that this company is going to blast off. But at the same time, if you learn how to manage your risk wisely, right? Like it's $400 that I'm completely willing to lose. Like I really don't give a fuck. So that's kind of like how I'm looking at it. Like high risk, high reward is pretty much to sum it up. But then we also got DeFi. So I'm holding a few shares of DeFi right now, and I just like the name from a technical perspective. So medium to long term, I like the outlook of this name, and that's why I'm holding it. Again, related to crypto. Like I'm big on crypto right now. I'm also holding Bitcoin outside of my TFSA. So that I guess can count into this video. I'm holding, I don't know what it is. I think I took a loan out for like, I think it was like 4,500 or something like that back when it was at like 38K. So I think it's at 38K right now actually. But yeah, it's long term. Like the way I think of that too is like the bank will let you take out like a loan, which is like I have to pay back at like what 4.5%, 5% to hold Bitcoin. It's like, yo, dude, that's free money. But whatever, right? Like, because like in my opinion, I think Bitcoin will net in the next year, 2, 3 years, more than 5%, like for sure. So it's just an easy trade for me. That like is like just think long term, hold that, and just let it ride. Kind of how I'm looking at Galaxy, similar to TBIX. DeFi is more like of a medium to long term kind of trade. I have like 750 shares or something like that, and it's around the like 154 range. But like the way I look at this chart is like it has big pops, consolidates for long periods of time, and then once Bitcoin and the crypto space turns around, this name is one of the first ones to get those reactions, right? I remember playing this from like 52 cents around the summer of last year, and that paid off extremely well. So I'm looking to do something similar in this name. My stop out is probably going to be like $1.95 range, but that's kind of like my positional trade for the year. But yeah, that's literally all I'm holding in my TFSA. The rest is like my long term shit is with my RSPs from the company I work for. And then it's pretty much just Galaxy, DeFi, and TBIX. Right now, the markets are, it's like there's no clear bull direction in the markets. It's very choppy. A lot of people are blowing up accounts, man. And like, I don't want to do that. I like the names that I'm holding, and I'm just going to be patient until the market starts like turning around where my strategy is going to work in that market. So yeah, that's pretty much how I'm looking at the markets right now, and that is what I'm holding in my TFSA. Peace.